era.
For more, let's speak to Sipho Mantula. He's a human rights lawyer. He joins us now live from Johannesburg. Thanks so much for speaking to us. You know, so many South Africans have felt increasingly disenfranchised over the past few decades. They haven't seen a rise in their standard of living as they'd hoped and as they were promised. But most of them will vote for the same party they've voted for now for 20 plus years. Why is that?
I think the main reason it is that we have what we call sentimental and what we call liberation politics in South Africa. Remember that the current ruling party has been into the struggle against apartheid for many years since its formation in 1912. But now you are having the new actors. We have the economic freedom fighters, we've got DA, but again, you've got splinter parties that have come out of these parties. We have the Workers' Party, but I think mostly the young people have turned their turn towards the ANC, to EFF now, because we saw it in the university SRC elections for the past 2 years. So one can say that the electorates are not fooled by this issue of liberation struggles and that you have freed us from the 1994. So we might be seeing coalition, even governments in different regions.
That's interesting, but I mean, does it worry you that corruption in the ANC has pushed a number of its supporters toward a party like the EFF and Julius Malema? Is that a better alternative?
No, definitely. The issue that you are raising, that is an elephant in the room of corruption. But you'll understand, even during apartheid days, the then apartheid government was so corrupt, more than the African governments. But within the ANC, within the opposition parties, corruption tendencies are there. But the issue is how to arrest them, how to detect them, and how to even convince electorates that there will be a clean governance, there will be a good governance. So one can say that electorates are still being puzzled about what we see from the commissions of inquiries. You'll remember the Zondo Commission has been pushing and pulling in terms of government corruption. From the EFF, we saw the mutual bank scandal that came very strong against them. Through the DA as well, from Western Cape, we saw allegations of DA receiving bribes as well. So the issue of corruption in mostly what we call post-independence African governments, it is a virus and it is something that must be arrested and detected on time.
I have to ask you this. I mean, how much can South Africa's government realistically do now to address the dramatic social and economic imbalances in the country? Yes, there is wealth in South Africa, but there is massive poverty and an economy that is far weaker than it was a decade ago. So what is realistic to expect?
I think what is happening is at the local government level as well. One thing that analysts and the media have not been picking up, even the recent protests are coming from the local levels, meaning the main problem is inequalities that we saw from the local government. But again, the issue of coalitions of parties post-elections of 2016, but again, the issue around even the apartheid debt. Remember that South Africa after 1994 had to deal with the apartheid debt question. And when you look at investment as well, the issue of corruption, the Moody's, the ratings that have been coming to this country, but as well as one can say, the corrupt leaders are again one of the pulling and the push factors that is making this inequality to grow every day. But we do hope that in Africa, in South Africa, there will be some restoration of morality and as well as the good governance and to deal with inequality, poverty, unemployment.
Okay, Sipho Mantula, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for that from Johannesburg.